All right, Dave. I once spoke to a gentleman by the name of Wally Buono, who won a few football games along the way.
Know the name, yeah.
And he said I would always sooner win ugly than lose pretty. You know, feel you played well, but then you lost. You guys are 16-5. You've had some games maybe that were ugly wins, but he just said you win, the morale is better, players are more open to instruction, and it's just a better environment to be around. You know, what is that for?
I would agree with that. Winning is way more fun than losing. You could probably ask my kids that over 40 years in the NHL. It's a different atmosphere around the house when you win and you lose, so I would agree with that. It's last night's game is an interesting game. Like, you look at it, and we're behind in the shot totals and the shot attempts, but not a lot of good ones. Like, our attempts we had probably double the grade A attempts they had. Our problem, we didn't make enough plays with the puck, and I think we're number one in the league in puck possession in the offensive zone. We were about half of what we normally are last night. Some of that they checked well. Some of that we just didn't make good plays. We didn't support the puck. We didn't make good plays out of our zone. But the attempts that we got were really good ones, you know, really high quality ones. So at the end of the day, if you look at, you know, we defended too much because of our puck play. That being said, there was some defending that was pretty good. There was Koskinen made some good saves, and our transition game off some of their mistakes was really good. So we ended up winning the game. There's some positives out of it. There's some things we can do way better. And there's some of that is puck play, some of that is some decisions with the puck. But when you look at the game again, we did enough things to win the game. They put a lot of pressure on, a lot of outside shots, a lot of, you know, their penalty kill was pretty strong against us. But when you look at the chances in the game, if you just went through the highlights of the game, you would understand why we won.
And obviously winning is the priority, but as a coach, I mean, it's also your job to teach too and help guys improve. So our players, is it easier to get those lessons across or to levy criticism, you know, when the team's also still banking points along the way?
I think it's probably easier. Everybody's in a better mood learning the next day when you win. But that being said, I'd like to keep things more even tone. Like, we're building here. You're trying to win every day, and winning is, we're in the winning business. But that being said, you're trying to improve every day also. So just like when you win, I wouldn't say you're prancing around that day, and when you lose, you're not sulking around either. So you got to keep it pretty even keel and keep going. We've got a lot of young players in our lineup right now. You got to keep building their confidence, building what they do. But I think, to your point, it's easier when you win.
And I believe Darnell Nurse and Devon Shore both skated today. How close are they? Like maybe even Sunday?
They're not players tomorrow, but we'll see where it gets when we practice Saturday.
Hey, Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just kind of on what Reed was asking, is there one or two things that you're focusing on with your defensive core going into the game against Seattle tomorrow? Based on what you saw from last night, like, is there one or two kind of teaching points or focuses for your defensive core?
Yeah, we can just be a little better with the puck. And there's some hard plays that need to get made, and there's some easy plays that need to be made. But just more plays that give you time of possession that can help us. And the forwards can help there too, with being available a little more, winning a few more battles when it does. You do give up possession, but I think we're normally just over 6 minutes of possession in the offensive zone. I think we were maybe 3:30 last night. So those are factors that you just defend too much when you don't make good enough plays. And so that'll be our goal. Seattle's playing well right now. We're going to have to go in there and play a strong road game. But the less you defend, the better chance you have. And to defend less, you got to do better things with the puck.
You're 21 games into the season now, kind of officially over the quarter-way point of the season. Now, how would you assess the first quarter of the season for you guys?
Good start. We've got a long way to go, though. We've you know, the new players that have come in have really helped our team. Hyman, Fogel, CC, Keith, Ryan. I mean, everybody's contributed, which is a good thing for our group, the added depth. Losing Schmitty early and Koskinen and Skinner have given us quality goaltender on most nights. So it's a good start, but I think we've got there's still a lot of improvement in this group.
Thank you.
Dave, just some coaches have said they believe in the belief system within the group, and that helps overcome deficiencies, injuries, all that. Do you buy into that theory, and do you think that maybe that confidence is what's got your team into this groove lately with all the injuries and what's going on?
Well, you have to believe you can win, for sure. And there's, we believe we play a certain way any given night, we give ourselves a better chance to win. That being said, you have injuries, you have young players, there's different things that come into play that you can never use that as excuse. You just still got to try to find a way to win. And, that game last night, it's easy to say, oh, come on, we got to go. It looks like we're behind. But that being said, we're right in the game. You know, it was 2-2. We'd given up 2 goals on, one was a bad line change and one was a tough read on a face-off. So you're going into the third period. Our conversation after the second period is we can do some better things with the puck, but we can also win some more puck battles that'll help us see if we can find a win. And in third period was our best period, I thought, just because we dug in a little more. So there's that. You could always find a way to win. You can always, and when you don't find a way to win, you're not happy about it. But that being said, our guys have done a pretty good job of recognizing, okay, we might not have our best. We might, maybe not getting the calls we want. We got injuries. We can still. There's no excuse for not putting your best foot forward to try to win.
Dave, sorry, just in the back right here. Yesterday, Marcus Niemelainen made his NHL debut. I asked a couple of the guys what their welcome to the NHL moment was. Connor said his was the first time he ever played Ovechkin. Niemelainen says when he got rocked in the first period. As for you as a player, what was your welcome to the NHL moment?
My first shift in the NHL was in the old Boston Garden, and I was a centerman, but when I got to the NHL, they put me on left wing, and I lined up beside Terry O'Reilly. And Big Terry gave me a little shove in the back. He was a big, strong man, and I remember go, holy crow, I'm in trouble now, And he had his big Lang skates there. He put it about a foot on my side, and so I put my foot in front of him. He pushed me, and the linesman pushed us back a little bit, and then we came in. And we put our skates right side by side, and that was my first shift in the NHL. I'll never forget it.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. All right, guys.